Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om 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 Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। 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 ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्।
Om Sri Sai Ram. Offering my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. On behalf of Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations Tamil Nadu and Chennai East Coast District, a loving Sai Ram to all of you and a warm welcome to all of you to the 8th edition of Sri Sathya Sai Amrita Vachanam today. Today is a special occasion for us. We're indeed blessed that we have none other than Sri Anil Kumar Kamaraju garu with us today to take this session and share his experiences and learnings from Swami's teachings. Sri Anil Kumar garu needs no introduction. I don't think there would be anybody in Sai fraternity that is not aware of Anil Kumar garu. An evergreen inspiration to all Sai devotees, a man who is fully committed to spread Swami's message of love around the globe with complete devotion, unshakable faith, and total surrender to Swami's teachings. Sri Anil Kumar garu is most famous, as you all know, for Swami's speech translation from Telugu to English. He is also famous for Sunday talks at Prasanthi Nilayam. The visitors definitely do not want to miss his session in Prasanthi when they visit Parthi. And his visits to Sai centers around the globe are considered to be spiritual feast for the Sai families in those locations. Sri Anil Kumar garu served as principal for the Brindavan campus and also worked as faculty in Prasanthi Nilayam campus for many years. He has authored many books, the most famous being Satyopanishad. The interactions between him and the Lord himself are beautifully explained in this series of books on Satyopanishad. We're indeed blessed to have you, sir, today here with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and thank you, Swami, for giving this opportunity to listen to the words of wisdom from Sri Anil Kumar Kamaraju. So I know you all will be eagerly waiting for him to start. So without any further delay, I would like to invite Sri Anil Kumar Garu to share his words of wisdom to all Sai families who are in this meeting. Jai Sai Ram. Sir, you should unmute and start. Yes, sir, all okay. Sir, you can speak.
Hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram to everybody. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir.
Very good. அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். தமிழ்நாட்டு மக்களை சுவாமிக்கு மிகவும் பிடிக்கும். எனக்கும் மிகவும் பிடிக்கும். I'm extremely happy to meet the devotees from Chennai, particularly of your region. It is my pleasure. The East Coast District. I pray Bhagawan to shower his choicest blessings on each and every one of you and your families. When I think of Chennai, I have few incidents, experiences coming to my mind in association with Swami. It was my visit to Chennai Sundaram for the first time. I had not been there earlier. I was the state president of Andhra Pradesh Sathya Sai organization at the time. Somehow I could manage to get some accommodation in the premises of Madras University, where I stayed there. From the university, I came to Sundar. I saw Swami climbing down the steps towards the hall and saw me. Oh, Professor, come on, he said. I was very happy. He came close to me and said, did you see Sundaram before? I said, Swami, I have not seen. Oh, is that so? Come on, I will show you. He took me personally and took me all round Sundaram, upstairs and all that. He has shown me all the rooms and everything there and told me Sundaram is really Sundaram. That's what Baba said. And another comment is, in every corner, on the steps, as we take a bend at every point, we find a Sevadal man standing there with a scarf. Swami took me close to that Sevadal person and asked me, Ungala per anna? He said some name. And then Swami said, what are you? He said, I'm a professor. Oh, and Swami looked at me. Then we went another area, another Sevadal wearing a scarf. Then Swami asked me, what's your name? He said, what are you doing? And SRMG manager or something, he said. Oh, and then he looked at me. Like that, in all nook and corners of Sundaram, the several members holding high positions took charge of their positions. Finally, we were close to Swami's room. Then Swami said, do you have such class devotees in Andhra Pradesh? Being the state president, I cannot accept Swami's statement because it would be shameful, and I cannot deny Swami's statement because it is truth, 100% true. What am I to do? Swami, there are many devotees in Andhra Pradesh. Swami laughed and said, oh, what a knack you have. And then took me upstairs, and there's jhula for Swami. Jhula, the swing. And Swami said, how do you like this jhula? Swami, I don't like it. Swami said, why? Everybody likes jhula. Why don't you like? Swami, I like when you are seated on the jhula, not as jhula itself. Oh, I see. Then he sat there. Then he asked me, how do you like it? Still, Swami, I should also see that you will have a beautiful swing that side and this side. Oh, I see. Come on, you do it. That is one thing that I treasure for not only now, for many lives to come. And then there were some sweets there. Sweets. Swami said, you go and take that sweet. They're from Italy, he said. Swami, I don't want them. He said, why? Swami, if I go and collect the sweet, it is something like a bakery. But if you give me, it is prasadam. Oh, I see. Then Swami got up and gave me, take 2, he said. That I remember with all gratitude to Bhagawan Baba. And then he took me to Abbotsbury along with him, where the meetings were held consecutively and where famous artists participated. And Swami made me sit very close to his chair and started translating what was going on the stage as it was in Tamil. And I think it was Janaki who sang in a spectacular way, the melodious singer. She picked up a song and every stanza she rendered in all the 3 languages, Telugu, Tamil and Hindi. In all the 3 languages, every stanza, unimaginable, beyond the stretch of my imagination. Swami just loved, see what kind of artist she is. Wonderful Swami. And then there in Abbotsbury, they kept huge screens for everybody to watch Swami's movement. It was very nice. Swami said, see what kind of arrangements they did. Huh? Shraddha, ya, Shraddha. It is their steadfastness. It is their firm faith. That's what Baba said. Yes, Swami, I said. And then we are coming back to Sundaram for night halt. And then the next morning, the Nagar Sankirtan I wanted to attend. Because people speak of Nagar Sankirtan in Sundaram is very unique, that thousands participate. I wanted to see that. But to tell you, I had with me a new pair of dress, Punjabi dress, the kurta and paisama, a new pair. And what my thing is that I should show to Swami first and then wear later. So I chose the Nagar Sankirtan time, a very convenient, comfortable time. I wore that Punjabi dress, kurta and paisama, and I noticed Nagar Sankirtan in Sundaram. I can say nowhere else such a solemnity, that dignity, that prayerfulness, that Shraddha, heights of devotion, I have not noticed anywhere all over the globe. pin drop silence. Even a child did not cry. And particularly I was happy because the whole area was dark and the place where Swami was giving darshan on the top, there in Sundaram, all lights are focused on him. Dark towards outside and all illumination on Swami, shining brilliantly. It's all effulgence. Wow, wonderful sight. And as Harati was approaching, what I did was, I went through the back door and stood near the corridor so that Swami will watch me. While passing by the corridor, Swami cannot avoid me because I was standing there. He looked at me. Yemaya kotta dress veskunnave? What? You have worn the new dress? I said, Swami, meeku chupiddaman Swami, only to show you. Then Swami said, shall I tell you how you look? Most welcome, Swami. You look like typical Punjab lorry driver, he said. You are a lorry driver, you look like that. Well, I laughed, and I was also happy that I was an object for the fun and frolic of Bhagawan Baba himself. That I cannot forget. I also remember another event associated with Chennai. We stayed there in Sundaram. My roommate happened to be Colonel Jogarao. We both stayed there. Swami said one evening, Anil Kumar, tomorrow we'll be going to Anjali's house for lunch. You follow boys. See that they all go in a line with their heads bent. They should not look that way and this way, because many film stars will be attending, because she was on the silver screen for 5 decades. So in response to an invitation, many will be coming. So see that they all bend their heads and go there in line. Okay, Swami, I said. And Swami also specifically said, tomorrow morning, 9:30. Okay, Swami. And then what happened was, my beloved roommate, Colonel Joga Rao, asked me, Anil Kumar, why don't you open the window through which we can see Anjali's residence? And you can also see actors and actresses coming there. They'll come, you can see all, you can watch all the actors and actresses coming there. I said, sir, Swami wanted me to see that boys should not see. That boys won't see. How is it I see now? And he said, don't worry, I'm here, don't worry. Open the window. I opened the window and both of us saw some of the actors. And as time up, I immediately climbed down and stood there. Swami called me close. Have you seen all of them? He said. Who, Swami? Hey, you and Jogara opened the window. Did you not see actors there? I just kept quiet. I know. Huh? And he said, ask these boys to go and sit there. Well, the boys went and sat in a line. And then I also went. And Swami asked me to sit very close to his chair on the ground. On the other side, Radha Krishna and Srinivas, Bangalore Srinivas, were sitting there. And lunch was served. And every state has got its own style of dining. In the north, they eat plenty of sweets, even breakfast time. That is the northern style of eating. In the southern states, in Andhra Pradesh, they serve different items. The dal, chutney, curry, any puri like that. And then rice at the center. And what we do is, we eat one item after another item, as in Republic Day parade, as batches of military people salute the president and leave, each item should salute us and then take leave of us. from that plantain leaf. Well, that is our style, eating one after one. But the Tamil Nadu style is immediately they'll serve sambar and they mix the rice and then they mix other items and eat. Each state has got its own style of eating. Well, then at Anjali's residence, they were bringing sambar to serve. Swami said, hey, just wait, just wait. The Andhra wala, just wait. Let him finish off other items. And then he called Anjali Devi. He said, Anjali, where do you come from? Anjali Devi hails from Kakinada, the East Godavari. East Godavari slang is different from the other districts in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The words are dragged. Swami asked, where do you come from? Yandinchocho. And immediately Anjali Devi said, Kakinada ninchandi. Kakinada ninche Swami. I'm from Kakinada ande. In the same tone, Swami replied, Kakinada ande. Then Swami said, Oragayal ettukora meeru. Don't you have pickles like that? Ay Bhagwan, that what it is, Swami? Yes, we have pickles, Swami. Then Swami said, why don't you serve one day? Why don't you serve here? And she immediately said, Swami, pickles are very, very hot. Do you eat? Well, I may not eat that. Anil Kumar will eat. Swami, he said. This also I cannot forget for a lifetime. The visit to Sundaram is really beautiful, everlasting, unique, and especially on the final day, when I was about to return, Swami was sitting there in the room and he called me. He said, Anil Kumar, the Bangalore College is in a bad shape. I want to take you there. Would you come there as the principal of the college? He said. I immediately fell at his feet and said, Swami, I have no option. What else I want? Then he said, come on such a date. It happens to be Panchami. I'm appointing you. You come and report there. And then at that moment, though I said yes, I was hesitating inside. All my children were still studying. 2 of them are in medicine. Boy is in engineering. The eldest daughter is doing her postgraduate studies in English literature. An aged mother, 80 years. In-laws, above 80s. How to leave all of them and go to Madras, Chennai? How to go? And moreover, I know the history of some people who joined Swami's institution, could not get along with him because Swami's standards of discipline are very high and therefore they had to return. Some of them are related to us and 1 or 2 are very close to our family. These people started appearing on my mind. What to do? Then I was about to leave Chennai, back home. I said, Swami, I'll follow you. So that I can follow Swami by flight. And in the meantime, I can explain him my position, my inability, my inconvenience to join him. Swami is all knowing. Swami is Swami. He said, you don't need to come. You go home straight, he said. That's what had happened. So my appointment as the principal of Brindavan campus was made in that holy sanctum sanctorum of Sundaram, Chennai. I'm very grateful to Chennai for all these experiences that I had there, which I treasure forever and evermore. I'm sorry if I shared with you my personal experiences and association with Chennai. I should also tell you, one day Swami was speaking there in Kodaikanal to one accountant. He hails from Chennai. He is there in Prasanthi even now. And Swami was talking about Chennai, all places, the Marina Beach, Lust Center, the Thousand Lights. Oh, he was mentioning many, many localities in Chennai. Well, it was rather very strange to me. And that did not stop Swami still telling us, on the way to Sundaram, if you turn left side, this will be there. If you turn that right side, it will take you that place. He was telling all the details. Then I just put a question mark face because I was very interested how he knows all these places. Then Baba said, right from the age of 14, I started visiting Chennai. I know all the places. In those days, most of the devotees are from Chennai and Tamil Nadu. That's what Baba said. I was so happy to hear these things from Bhagavan. And I'm tempted to give you another experience. What am I to do? It was a Tamil New Year's Day celebration. Tamil New Year's Day celebration in Kodaikanal. The devotees from Tamil Nadu came there, started decorating the whole premises right from the previous evening, and the whole thing they got ready. And Swami was about to go towards that dais. Well, I wore a new suit and sat there. And Swami looked at me. Yamaya, kotta dress vestinave. What is it? You wore new dress? I said, Swami, today is Tamil New Year. Atana, is it so? But you are Andhra fellow. Why do you say Tamil New Year? Swami, in the presence of Swami, it may be Gujarati New Year or Tamil New Year or Kerala New Year, all are celebrated in Prasanthi. Therefore, Tamil New Year is equally important to us, and therefore I have worn new dress. I know. And before some elders, he said, Anil Kumar knows that I'll give a discourse. Therefore, he wore new dress so that everybody will watch him. That his dress will be seen by everybody. I felt very, very shy, I tell you. And then said, we followed Swami towards the dais. There sitting on the dais, Swami called me. Anil Kumar, do you know I speak Tamil fluently? Better than Tamilians, you know that? I don't need any translator today. I'll speak in Tamil. You sit down there. Okay, Swami, very nice. I can hear you as you speak in Tamil. I enjoy your darshan. Then Swami laughed. How about your dress? All the devotees should also see your dress. Why do you say like that? I know. And then Baba said, we have two translations today. Major General Mahadevan will translate into Tamil and you will translate to English. You stand on either side of me. Today, we have two translations, he said. And how can I forget that? How can I forget those events, my friends? As I think of Chennai, all these are appearing on the screen of my mind that left an indelible, permanent, everlasting impressions on the sands of time. I'm very grateful to Bhagavan. And then Sundar Raman asked me to speak on this subject, that is facing the challenges of day-to-day world. Facing the challenges of the day-to-day world. Yes, it's a good topic indeed. Sundar Raman, being a professor, must have wisely selected this topic. Life is a challenge. Meet it. That's what Bhagavan said. Speaking on the subject, what Bhagavan is said, to run away from the challenge of life is the quality of a coward. A coward only escapes from a challenge, while a mediocre man will compromise, whereas a man with confidence will face the challenge. Life is a challenge, meet it. That's what Bhagavan said. I have got a procedure relating all topics to Swami's mission, Swami's biography, and Swami's message. This I consider it very, very important. So let us take Bhagawan Baba himself as an example, how he faced challenges in those days. The first and foremost challenge he faced was that he was not accepted by his elder brother and sister-in-law. Swami stayed with them in his childhood for studies, and his brother happened to be a school teacher there. And he was tortured by his sister-in-law. He had to fetch water from a distance, 2 pots full of water. And then Swami said, you see, it was all red, burning. I had to fetch water from a distance every day. That's what Baba said. And sister-in-law also suspected that he committed some theft, that he has stolen some coins for his trip to a nearby place following scouts. He must have read it in his biography. Swami, no, I did not steal. But still, sister-in-law bet him. The whole palm was very red and swollen. Swami himself has said. And seeing this, his father came from Prasanthi Nilayam to that place, Uravakanda, where Swami was staying there, and wanted Baba to return. Come on, I'll take you. The other people told me how you are put to torture by your sister-in-law. After all, can't I feed you? I'll take you. That's what he said. And then see this, Baba said, mildly, no, father, I will not follow you now. You know, recently, brother Sheshamaraju lost his son. They are grief-stricken. At this moment, if I follow you, it won't look nice. We'll think of this proposal later. Please leave me alone this time. See this. This speaks of the challenge, that he faced the challenge, that he can resist, that he can question, that he can report the matter to his father, and also he can follow him as well to avoid this torture. But he faced the challenge. Why? He knows the situation, the delicate, sensitive situation that made him stay back with his father, with his brother. Though situation was not encouraging and congenial for his stay. And then what happened? As Baba was a school leader, he was asked to lead a batch to some other close by village as scout leader. Baba could not afford money. He could not travel there. He could not go by bus, no money. So he said, I don't come. When Baba said, I don't come, all other boys said, we too don't come. Then headmaster, teachers requested him to come. He said, I will join you later. This Baba said, I walked all that distance by foot. I don't want to expose my family financial position. I don't want to tell anybody. But to maintain the name of the institution, I walked all the distance and participated in the camp. So the first challenge is to uphold the dignity and prestige of the family at any cost. This is very important because today we don't mind to surrender the family's name, the family's prestige for personal gain. The first challenge is this, to maintain the prestige of the family. This is what Baba did. By not exposing his financial position, by not opposing his brother, first challenge. The next challenge was he was cooking for his grandfather and fetch water from the river, attend the school, come back for lunch, serve lunch to his grandfather, and then go back to school. In the evening, return, cook for him, and serve food. Just imagine. Cooking and serving twice, walking all the distance. Baba said, I served my grandfather. I said, Swami, why? Why should you torture yourself? He said, no, it was no torture at all. My grandfather, Kondamaraju, had full faith in me. He knows I'm divine. I tell you, in the early hours of the morning, when most of the people are fast asleep, Kondamaraju used to come slowly and gently towards me, touch my feet. I immediately get up and tell him, Tata, don't do this. You're an elderly man. No, Ra, what do you know? You are God. You do not know you are God. What do you know? I must take Padanamaskar and do. This Baba explained. This really a delicate situation. And this is really a challenge. Why do I call it a challenge? When grandfather did Padanamaskar, how can that be a challenge? It is really a challenge because he lived up to that expectation. He rose to the occasion by becoming avatar of the day. The grandfather's dream came true in the later years. It only means a challenge accepted must take you toward the success. It should make you come out triumphantly, victoriously out of the challenge. That Swami faced the challenge. And then next what happened? He served his mother like anything. And he took his mother along with him when he visited Kashi, Tirupati, and so many other pilgrims, Gaya, and also other places like Dwaraka. When he visited northern places, he took his mother. And he held her with his own hand and helped her walk the distance. This is a challenge. Having come to a glorious state, having been recognized that he is divine, but still to remain normal, to remain a common man is a challenge. But we know today, people forgetting their past life, forgetting their simple life, and when once the fortune is in their favor, how they forgot, how conveniently they forget all the past. Baba is not like that. He has been never like that till the end, I tell you. This is a challenge. And then I should also tell you the different challenges he has taken in starting schools, in starting the university, in starting different campuses, so many hospitals, the super specialized hospital. It's all a very long story. It requires a lot of time. But I can tell you just the highlights. Swami was invited to Bukkapatnam for their school anniversary, where Swami studied. Even today we find the bench there where Swami sat. We also see the TC, transfer certificate given to Baba, framed, hanging on the wall there, even today. When Swami was invited to Bukkapatnam for the school anniversary as a distinguished alumnus, he went there. Dr. Bhagavantam was the translator. And Swami said, and there the headmaster made a request. Bhagawan Baba, you being the former student of our school, we request you to help us to upgrade this institution into high school and later a junior college. That was his request. And then Swami in his discourse said, I was requested to upgrade the school. I tell you today, why school? Why junior college? You are going to get a university here. That's what Baba said. You are going to get a university. A very, very big challenge. Why do I say challenge? When some of you may say that he has got enough of resources to start a university, how can that be a challenge? This is my answer. After the meeting was over, joining the dining table, Dr. Bhagavantam asked Swami, Swami, it is not possible to start another university. We have Krishnadevara University at Anantapur. We have Venkateshwara University at Tirupati. Within the radius of 60 miles or so, we cannot have another university as per the rules and regulations of University Grants Commission, UGC. That's what Bhagavantam said. Is that so? You keep quiet, don't worry. After some years later, Madhuri Ben Shah, the UGC chairman, University Grants Commission chairman, she came on a visit to Prasanthi Nilayam. Swami gave her interview. And then towards the end, Swami said, Madhuri, would you give me university? As if it is some chocolate or peppermint. Well, Madhuri said, Swami, you can take my head, but I cannot give you university. Impossible, Swami, she said. Immediately, Swami replied, it is possible. You are going to inaugurate it. You'll see that. That is the challenge Baba made. And then he got the university, inaugurated by Madhuri Ben Shah herself, who said at one time that it is impossible. That is the challenge. I very well remember. And I also know, my friends, let me tell you, these are all the instances narrated by Bhagavan himself. These are not collected from any book. It's not any hearsay. It is direct from Swami himself. Because in Kodaikanal, we all sit there every morning and Swami will talk to us. After darshan, he will talk to us again. After evening snack, he will give another talk. After public bhajan meeting and talk, and again he will give another talk. Daily we had 4 to 5 discourses with Swami, interactions with Swami. And this is the subject I collect. What a fund of subject he left. These are all covered in my books. All these have been described, narrated in the divine presence of Bhagavan himself on several occasions. Well, now, be that as it may, it was the time Anantapur College was started. Swami announced, you will get college for girls here very soon. Swami tells us this. I just came down. You know, Jogarao, the man of blood pressure. His blood pressure shot up. He was shivering actually. He said, Swami, why did you announce college, Swami? In the trust, we don't have sufficient money, Swami. It's not so easy to start a college. There are no funds there. How do you start the college, Swami? Swami said, Jogara, I announced. Why do you worry? It's not your problem. Huh? Don't add on to your blood pressure. Have dinner and sleep well. And the next day, at the dining table, Jogara came there to join Swami for lunch. And he was walking. Yes, with confidence. Swami, what happened? 3 crores are deposited in the account of our Sathya Sai Central Trust. This morning, Swami, he said, but yesterday you were telling there are no funds, and you say that 3 crores are deposited there. All right, you have your food, he said. Challenge. That is the challenge of Bhagavan. When he said that the hospital will come here next year, the first operation will be conducted there, 22nd November. Yes, it happened there. Super specialty hospital in Prasanthi Nilayam. In fact, Dr. Safaya, the then director, first director, he was amazed. Things were not ready. And 22nd is fast approaching. And he declared first surgery will be held there. Nothing. Air conditioners, lighting, they have got to be fixed. It will take a pretty long time. The equipment has got to be fixed. But on the said day, on the day he announced first surgery was conducted by Dr. Venugopal Rao, the director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences from New Delhi. And this Safai explained many times. Why? He said the building will come up very soon. Would you believe if I say the whole of the super specialty hospital had a final shape within 8 months? Would you believe me? So when Baba says it will happen, that's it. And these are all challenges him. Everybody said impossible, but he made it possible. These are the challenges. Then what lesson should I learn from him? Baba himself said, Manasuloni bhavambu manchidaina kaligi tirunu falasiddhi karyamandu Manasunandu bhavambu malinamaina falamu kuda ariti malinamagunu. This is the poem rendered by Bhagavan. Most of you may be recollecting. What does it mean? If your motive, if your conviction is so strong, is so sacred, it will materialize, it will happen. But your motive is selfish. Well, it will lead to failure. Falamu kuda ariti malinamagunu. The result also will be a failure. So the challenges Baba could face very successfully, triumphantly, victoriously, bravely, courageously, because of his deep conviction, his self-confidence. Some of you may say, oh, Baba could do it because he's God, because he's avatar, incarnation. Please stop that. Don't say that here. Why? Because the concept of the avatar is to teach us how to lead our life. Just as Ramachandra demonstrated how to be an ideal son, how to be an ideal follower, an ideal brother, an ideal husband. This is all demonstrated by Ramachandra in his lifetime. Krishna Bhagavan demonstrated the principle of prema in his times. Jesus Christ demonstrated what sacrifice is, what a height of sacrifice is. Bhagavan Buddha demonstrated what non-violence, ahimsa is. So incarnation is not to be merely worshipped. No. Because what have you learned? So we should worship our Bhagavan Baba in the true sense, by emulating his example, by following his path, by acquiring his qualities to the extent possible. That's what he said. See? Vishramimpaga natoda vedalirandu. Vishramimpaga natoda vedalirandu. Don't rest. Don't sleep like a lazy man. Follow me. Follow me. I'll take you to success. That's what Baba said. So let's not simply say that he alone could do it because he is God. No. What is that you are going to do? The true is Guna Archana or Gunarchana, meaning worshipping God by taking into consideration his virtues, his divine qualities, and emulating them. That's what avatar purpose is. Therefore, Swami faced different challenges like this. Well, in one sentence, I would say, let us be clean, pure, selfless, unpolluted. Conviction, deep conviction. What I desire is for everybody. What I want to do is for the benefit of everybody. It's not a selfish motive. It's not a selfish desire. It is for the common good. Well, that will take you to success. That's how you can face any challenge in life. And secondly, it was Yogarao who asked Swami, Swami, why do you give free treatment to all patients? Why? We give free treatment to poor and needy, the deserving poor people. Can't we accept some funds from those who can afford? You know Baba's reply, no, Yogarao. Heart complaint, heart attack has no consideration if the patient are poor or rich. There's nothing like rich heart attack and poor heart attack. Heart attack is heart. Therefore, we will continue to extend free treatment to all those that come to our super specialty hospital. That is deep conviction. The motive is sacred. The conviction is deep, uncompromising. Then Baba went on saying, Yogarao, look here. During Rama's time, squirrels participated in Rama movement. Squirrel. I think in Tamil, squirrel is Anil, I believe. Somebody told me. I'm not a squirrel, thank you. But anyway, the squirrels participated. Monkeys participated. Birds like Jatayu participated. Even demons like Vibhishana participated. When I do it, do you mean say these human beings don't associate with my project? That's what Baba said. Deep conviction. And then the motive being selflessness to face the challenges. And third is fearlessness. Fearlessness is totally fearless. How do I say? He publicly mentioned there in Hillview Stadium, I do not accept money. I do not touch money. This hand only gives. This hand will never receive. The money should be deposited in the bank. There are 3 trusts managing our activities. Trust for a hospital, trust for education institutions, and trust for ashram and other activities. And the money created there and the interest will be utilized to meet the expenditure. I have nothing to do with funds. That's what Baba said. See that. What is it that made him say that? Fearlessness. He has no fear to declare this is what I am. Why in Kodaikanal? There at the time, Shetty, the director of Canada Bank, happened to visit Swami in Kodaikanal. Swami gave him some check and ultimately walked towards me and said, Anil Kumar, all the money you have taken, loan from Canada Bank, is cleared today. I am very happy. Fearlessness. He has no fear whether he will be able to clear or not. He is sure that he will be able to clear them out because of selflessness. Because all his activities for the common good. And is totally fearless. Let anything happen, well, he is fearless. To show that he is fearless, I'll give another example. When Swami visited the state of Kerala, Justice Iradi followed him along the darshan lines. And Justice Iradi told Swami, let's not go towards that side. He said, why not? Swami, communists are there. They are holding black flags. They may shout anti-slogans. Swami, let's not go. Let's go this side. Swami said, why not? I'll go this side. Swami himself narrated this. Please believe me. Those students and some elders like Srinivasan of Chennai, the All India President, Indulal Shah, they were all there. And Swami himself said, though Iradi said, don't go that side, I went that side purposely. Then what happened? All of them placed their black flags down and they did namaskar and said, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, fearlessness, nothing to fear. That's what Baba is. I also remember one gang from Japan, Koji Takahashi, long back. 6 of them came to Dharmavara, came to Kottacheru, challenging Baba. And our Savadhan prohibited their entry. They were standing there at the bus stand. Swami sent a message, let them be permitted. Let them sit in the front row where devotees sit. I'm a witness to that. They all sat there in the front and Swami started giving that. The fellows who came there to challenge him, to question him, to oppose him, on seeing him, they lifted their hands and said, Sai Ram, fearless, fearless. To face a challenge, one should be fearless. Not only that, when Arjuna was despondent, frustrated and depressed, it was Krishna who gave him all the encouragement. Kshudram Hrudaya Daurbalya. This fear is your weakness. Get up. Chaktotishta Parantapa. Oh man, get up. You should fight. Swami was telling, he gave him calcium dose a year. He gave him calcium injection. Therefore, Arjuna could stand there. Therefore, the fearlessness is the quality of a man facing challenges of life. And then, once it so happened, we put a question. Why, Swami? How is it that you are always jubilant? How is it you are always happy? Why? You know the answer he gave? ఏముందయ్యా జరిగేది జరుగుతుంది రానున్నది రాకమానదు కానున్నది కాకమానదు. What is bound to happen will happen. And you cannot escape from that. I'm not worried about it. I live in the present. That's what Baba said. So those who face challenges in life must live in the present, not in the past, nor in the future. And Swami's independent nature. President of India, Venkatraman, was invited for the groundbreaking ceremony of our super specialty hospital in Prasanthi Nilayam. And President Venkatraman's flight was delayed somehow, I don't know, that he came here rather late. But Swami went there to the hospital, straight to the grounds, and he did that groundbreaking ceremony in the place of President of India, Venkatraman. Fearlessness, independent nature. Of course, Venkatraman is an ardent devotee, an orthodox man, a typical representative of Indian culture. I saw him, Venkatraman, wearing a lungi with Angavastram tied up there, with all the vibhuti, like a typical, sincere, devoted Tamilian was standing there. When Swami called for the interview, he did Pada Namaskar, Sathsangh Namaskar. He fell at his feet. So the point is, he doesn't go by any other consideration. What he believes true, he will do it. That's all. Conviction. Therefore, challenges do come, and we should face them. We should not be afraid of them. We should not think of the failure first. Why do you think of the failure? Unless you're negative minded. Do your duty, and Swami is by your side. He tells everybody, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Applying vibhuti on the chest, don't worry, Swami will take care of you. Meaning, Mam Anusmaran Yudhyasva Bharata. That's what Krishna told Arjuna. Think of me and you fight. That's what he said. In a similar way, we can face any number of challenges, thinking of Swami, and he is by our side. He is there always by our side. As Baba said repeatedly, I'm in you, above you, below you, around you. And Swami with us, we don't need to be afraid of anything, I tell you. He is there. I have many lots of experiences to share with you. But so far as this topic, challenges of life, is concerned, I would like to request all youngsters to have a good motive and should have a strong conviction, to be fearless, to hold on to the promise given. Hold on to the promise given and see it through. Thinking of his matchless, glorious name, thinking of the divine, face the challenge that becomes easy for you to fulfill your task victoriously, successfully. Well, I want to know the time still given to me. Mr. Sundar Raman, yes, let me know. Yes. Venkat?
Sai Ram, sir.
Yes.
You can continue, Sai Ram. For
How long?
10 minutes.
How long?
Yeah, for another 15 minutes you can continue and then we can have questions.
Yes, Sai Ram.
No, if there are good questions right now, I want to take up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can speak. Why 15 minutes? Why 15 minutes? I can speak for months long, you know that? I got so many experiences.
Yeah.
Yes. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Sure,
So I'll read out some questions. Maybe you can throw some light on these questions. Sai Ram, the first question is, Swami is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. Everything happens as per his will. In spite of knowing this, the monkey mind forgets about him during the challenges. How do we constantly connect to Swami always?
How to be connected to Swami, you mean?
How do we connect to Swami all the time?
All the time. Wow, good. These are the questions I want. The first and the foremost principle is to be connected to Swami is the secret for success. To be connected to Swami is the secret to face the challenge fearlessly and to emerge successfully. The question is how to be connected. Yes, I'll let you know. You can get connected as you sing his glory. Yes, bhajan is the first channel to get connected to Swami. At this moment, I tell you, my friends, Sundaram bhajans are top class bhajans, internationally known. Internationally known. It is first, there is no second to Sundaram bhajans. So listen to those bhajans. You can get connected to him. First channel. Channel 2, participate in service activities. In service activities, so that you will experience him. Read Sai literature. When you read him, You'll have firm faith in him. Just meditate, contemplate on his beautiful form. You will see his form appearing in your meditation. Therefore, reading his literature, participating in service activity, sing his bhajan namasmaran, and little bit of meditation are the channels to connect ourselves to Swami constantly, regularly, to face any challenge in life. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir. The next question. Can you please share your divine experience after Mahasamadhi and Swami's presence, especially at Parthi?
Oh, good question. This question has been put to me by many devotees, both from India and abroad. I'm telling you very honest. As I speak about him, I feel totally convinced that he speaks through me. I don't make any long papers and points and make a presentation. I don't do that. I just go and speak, that's all. Because I'm only the tap. Baba is the tank. The water will flow from the tank through the tap. So he will see that his message is conveyed through me. So as I speak, I feel his divine presence. As I write about him, I feel his presence. As I read, I see him there. I don't say that he appears in my dreams. I don't say that I saw him in physical form near Samadhi. I don't have any such experiences of that kind. His message and constant contemplation on him, singing his glory, that makes me feel his divine presence. While in Prasanthi Nilayam or outside. Because Swami is not limited to Prasanthi Nilayam. He is everywhere. As you say, Antaranga Sai, Anadhanadha Sai, Antaranga Sai, Dinabandhu Sai, Karuna Sindhu Sai, Antaranga Sai. And he's inside. No, doesn't matter whether Prasanthi Nilayam or Puttaparthi or Chennai or Bombay, Hollywood or Bollywood or Tollywood, whatever may be, all are same. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir. The next question. Sai Ram,
Yes.
some people with illness are cured by our Bhagwan.
Some people
are cured by Bhagwan even by changing their fate, and some people are not cured. What is the message that we should learn from this?
Chennai is Chennai, no brainy people. Huh? That's why most of the administrators and IAS come from Tamil Nadu. Yes. Yes. Some people are cured, some people are not cured. Yes. The answer is this. Some people are cured by reposing faith in him. Swami gives one example. My friends, I don't give answers based on speculation or imagination or my intellectual interpretation either. Giving straight from Swami's message. What did he say? It seems a boulder, a stone, was to be broken. And somebody brought an axe and had it repeatedly, hit it repeatedly. It did not break. Suddenly, he called another person passing by, please come here. I'm tired. Would you help me? Well, he took the axe and he immediately broke into two. This man started wondering. When I had hit it number of times, it did not break. Now, you had, after all, just had hit it once and it broke into two. Why? That man said, it already received 8 or 10 strokes from you. Mine is a final stroke. Similarly, our complaints may not find a relief because we are yet to receive a final stroke from Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Second example, it was Rama was passing by and he happened to step on a stone, and then stone got transformed into Ahalya, as the story goes. It means that period of punishment for disobedience is over. And at that time, Rama came there and relieved her. Similar way, our period of suffering, prarabdha, should come to a close, and Swami will come and give us total, complete relief. If you are cured, we should take it. That period is over, and Swami has blessed you now. And that period would have been prolonged, and that period we would not have been able to bear. During the period of suffering, it's not possible to bear the pain and agony. It's because of His grace. Even if we are not cured on the date you expected, still we'll have all the faith in Him because you are able to bear that suffering, that pain, that grief, that sadness. Now, if you are not cured, how should you take it? That's time for you to pray more. Pray more intensely, more fervently, not intermittently. As Baba said, when mother beats the child won't run away. The child will hug mother very deeply, and child will never run away from the mother. Likewise, we may not be cured. We may not get a solution thereby, but still hang on to Him, and then you will have a cure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is, when can we see our Sai Mata in the form of Prema Sai? Has he given any indication to you?
Oh, yes, this is really a funny question to me. I apologize to you for putting like that. Now, this is the answer I give to most of the people internationally. Who is Sathya Sai? Sathya Sai was Shirdi Sai then. Who is Sathya Sai? Sathya Sai is the future Prema Sai. The future Prema Sai is Sathya Sai now. The past Shirdi Sai is Sathya Sai now. So in Sathya Sai, we find the combination of the past, future, in the present. Because it was same then, now, and in future. And if you hold on to Sathya Sai Baba, it is as much as being a staunch follower of Shirdi Bhagavan. If we worship him wholeheartedly, it is very much same as worshipping Prema Sai. And Swami said at once that next incarnation is Prema Sai. But our enthusiastic devotees today, they want to give the dates of the incarnation. They want to announce the date of birth of Prema Sai. They are so much interested. To them, my question is this: have you been totally benefited by Sathya Sai incarnation? Have you understood him, gone through his literature? 100%. Have you followed the way of life that's given to us as a role model, as an example? So when we have not finished enjoying, following him thoroughly, 100%, what is the use of expecting Prema Sai? Where is the guarantee that he will recognize us? Where is the guarantee that he will call us to be close to him? Where is the guarantee that the man who claims to be Prema Sai is genuine or fake? There are already one or two people declaring themselves as Prema Sai. One man came to me. He said there is Prema Sai. I said, so what? I come here to bless you. No, I have enough of blessing from Sathya Sai Baba. Then he said, when I come to you, do you ask me to go? Since I have not asked you to come, I will ask you to go. It's up to you. Then he said, you come to me. I'm not interested. Not that I'm great. I'm thoroughly convinced. When Sathya Sai Baba comes as Prema Sai, he will announce publicly. He'll announce, Nenu Sayini Teliyumu Nikkamuganu. That's what Baba said. Know that I'm Shirdi Bhagavan. Mamata Bayumu Yatnamul Manumu. He told his near and dear. Don't have any kind of connection, any family relationship with me. Yatnamul Manumu. Don't make any kind of efforts. No. Kadunan Pattayakti Ghanunikaina. No scientist, no great man can ever comprehend me, can understand me in depth. Nenu Sayini Teliyumu. Know that I am Sai. So let the Prema Sai declare that he is Prema Sai. And we are not convinced just by verbal, vocal, oral declaration. No. Swami, the inner voice. What did Swami say? You cannot be here unless I want you to be here. Until I will sankalpa that you should be here, you cannot be here. That's what Baba said. We are all like that. Similarly, the future Prema Sai will such a way prompt within that we should have his darshan. Well, that will happen as per the will of Bhagawan Baba. I'm not interested. I'm yet to experience. I'm yet to think of those past memories. I'm yet to emulate his example. I'm yet to go deep into his literature. Therefore, I'm not interested in Prema Sai. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, the next question is from a Swami student. His question is, how do I get back the zeal that existed when we were students of Bhagawan and the life there was filled with Bhagawan day in, day out? After growing up, coming out of the campus, it's gradually diluted. What do I need to do?
Oh, good. First of all, my friends, let me be very clear to you. A student need not be a student from Swami colleges, from Swami schools, not necessary. Whosoever that studies his literature, that follows his path, is a student. A Sai student is the one who follows him, is the one who participates in his mission, is the one who spreads his message, is the one who stands an example to the rest of the community. That would say, here is Sai student. So I look at Sai student in a broader perspective. Coming to this boy's question, devotion is diluted. I miss him. I could not feel him as before. 100% concentrate on Swami in and around him, and today is not so. It only means we got ourselves physically connected to him. But Baba many times said, Yenu daivambu tadbhinnamemi kanu. I'm God. I'm not different from God. Vyadhayu kleshamunannu spursimpabovu. no affliction, nothing whatsoever, or any sadness could ever touch me. Sachidanandudanu nenu. I'm that Sachit Ananda. Ullama palku om tat satansu. O mind, say om tat sat always. He declared, I'm not merely the physical body, I'm beyond. If you look at him just as a physical frame, as Vyakti, you will be missing him. But when you think that he is Shakti, your devotion can never be diluted. To establish this same point, during my visit to South America or Latin America, I visited certain places like Peru, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guatemala, where 99% have never visited Prasanthi Nilayam. They never met Bhagawan Baba physically, but all of them are devoted, highly devoted. We stand nowhere in front of them. To illustrate this, when I was in Lima, the capital of Peru, in a big meeting, two girls came to me, kept on my lap, bhajan book, a volume. 1,000 bhajans are there. They said, Uncle, what bhajan you like? Tell us, we'll sing for you. 1,000 bhajans. How many of us can say that I know all the 1,000 or 500 or 200? How many of us can say? Though we have been here over decades. So it is not association with the physical frame, not Vyakti. Let us believe that Sai is Shakti, the divine cosmic energy. Then you will not miss him. Think of him, constant, integrated awareness, as Baba puts it. Be aware that whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever speak, they're all prompted by Baba. Then you will never miss him. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uncle Sai Ram. Sai Ram, would you like to have some water?
Oh, you feel that I'm feeling thirsty?
No, I'm just, take a little break.
You know, we are professors. Used to speak until bell is given.
Very nice, very nice.
Then
Now the question is to the professor. Sai Ram, why there is no Sanskrit department in Swami's university? Why BA or MA Sanskrit is not introduced? Our university should encourage BA, Yoga BA and Sanskrit.
It's a wrong information, my dear brother.
Okay.
There is Sanskrit in the university. There is Sanskrit in our schools. There is Sanskrit in all Swami's colleges. Coming to yoga, the students are trained in yoga if they are interested in all the education institutions. Sanskrit is there. Simple example. When university students started reciting Veda, as they do every evening, suddenly asked them to stop. He made primary school children, tiny tots. They paraded on the dais. Swami wanted them to recite Veda. They have done excellently then. Baba remarked, far, far better than university students. So this Veda learning, Sanskrit learning are there, very much encouraged by Bhagavan Sri Sai Baba. Sai Ram.
Great, Sai Ram. And another question, another technical question. What is the role of astrology and horoscope in our lives? What does Swami say about it? What do you have to say about astrology, vastu, doshas, etc.?
Yes, yes. Those who are very much into it will not accept my answer because I have gone deep enough into that subject. But I would say what Swami said in this respect. These astrologers or palmists, what they say is that our life depends upon planetary conjunction, the planetary movement. Do you know what Baba said? The planets, they are subordinate to God. Planets are not superior to God. Planets are created by Him. Graham bulivi tarakulivi. But Baba said, Graham bulivi tarakalivi ivinisaganamu. Yes. Adi ghatambu idi patambu idi aranyamu. All these things, animate, inanimate, are created by me. So the boss of planets is divine himself. So graha, the planets, will not affect you when you have anugraha or grace of God. So let us go to him. Why these planets? The second example Baba said, if you know the district collector, you can walk straight into his office and get your work done. You don't need to ask any clerks or revenue officers or head clerks or deputy collector. No, you know the collector, come on, straight walk. In a similar way, let us go to the source, God himself. All the rest are subordinate, they fall next. I'm not denying them. I'm not rejecting them. I'm not opposing those people that have deep faith, that have gone deep into that. I'm not saying that. Nor can they say I'm wrong. God is top, is the head of all these. Vastu Purusha. Yes. Sai Ram. Thank you.
Thank you. We have two more questions. What is free will? Actually, whether it is free will, is it linked to mind or intellect?
Good. First, let's go into the topic. Free will. There are two here. Free will is of the mind, given to option, changeable, reversible. Divine will is irreversible. Human will is physical. Divine will is spiritual. Human will is an option. Divine will, no option. Human will is at your command. Divine will happen. But how to link both? You have got the human will, so far effort is concerned. The divine will prevail when it is a question of fructification or the result is concerned. Doing your best, free will. That ultimate result depends upon the divine will. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana, says Bhagavad Gita. You are given all the authority to do, yes, do it. Free will. But ma phaleshu kadachana, the result is in my hands. Karma is human will. Karma phala is divine will. Let us understand. And then what should we do? Let us put in all our human effort, in all sincerity, with all commitment and dedication, and leave the result to God. That's what we call karma phala parityaga. Leave the result. Sarva dharman parityajya. Leave all that, and God will take care of you. But you do your duty. That's what clearly Krishna said. That's what Baba says. Clear. Am I clear, please? Yes?
Sir, and the last question for today. Thank you very much for answering all these questions. Last question is, could you please recall Swami's messages on importance of unity in family and upbringing children with values?
This is a real challenge today. This is a real challenge today all over the world.
Yeah.
When I go to America, the father tells me, Anil Kumar, you please ask my son to be obedient. Somebody will say, ask my daughter to follow our instructions. Our situation is like that. We have to request the neighbor to tell our own children. So the point you raised is a global problem. It is not a local problem. The answer is this. The answer is this. You also said there is no unity in the family. Come on, I'll give the a point what Baba said. Somebody said, Swami, my wife is not listening to me. My children don't follow me. What am I to do? I'm highly restless, Swami. What am I to do? My samsara, my family is like this. So you know what Baba said? Are, why your family? My family is also like that. Swami, your family? Yes. What is my family? Shiva family. The family of Shiva. What is the address of Shiva? Burial ground. What is the address of Parvati? Kailasa. And Parvati has all the jewelry, while Shiva, nude. Parvati has all the jewels, while Lord Shiva wears the snakes. Parvati has got a lion as her chariot, while Shiva has got the Nandi, he buffalo, as his chariot. So there's no unity between father and the mother, Shiva and Parvati. And then let us take Ganesha. He has got his chariot, the mouse. Kumaraswamy, the other brother, has the chariot, the peacock. And the peacock of Subramanya Swami and snakes of Lord Shiva are enemies. They don't go together. Son and father don't go together. Father and mother don't go together. About Shiva, then he has got fire here, third eye, and water there on the head. They don't go together. So the success in life depends upon synthesis, not antithesis. The combination, the unity has to be achieved. But Shiva's family is ideal in spite of all contradictions, in spite of all oppositions. Because let these things remain, but so far as values are concerned, that those values unify them. So for unity, there should be purity, as Baba said. When there's no purity, there cannot be unity. When this unity is established, that is divinity. You don't need to pray for any divinity. Unity is divinity. Am I clear?
Very clear, sir. Very clear. So thank you very much, sir. Thanks for
Sir, I have got one thing to say.
Yes.
With your permission.
Please, sir. Please.
I thank Professor Sundar Raman for arranging this meeting. I thank him profusely. He spoke to me repeatedly on phone, sent me many messages, and I thank Sundar Raman again and again. I have got a soft corner for him because he also belongs to teaching fraternity, being a professor himself. Secondly, I thank Mr. Pavan, who is staying there at Hyderabad, who stayed here in Chennai till recently. And that Pavan, who stayed here in Chennai for a long time, is also instrumental in making this true and happen. And thirdly, I should also tell you, my friends, every Thursday, I speak on Swami's message. Every Saturday, I take a question and answer session. Every Sunday, I share sweet conversations with Baba. All these three will be covered the Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're all there in our website. Please note it if you so want and desire. www.saiwisdom.com. When you open, you will have all the details. At this moment, I should thank Miss Archana from Villipuram, Tamil Nadu, who is giving Tamil version of my talks. Therefore, we have got English, Telugu, Hindi, and Tamil versions available. So whosoever want, they can just click and listen to that. My thanks and blessings to Archana from Villipuram, who is a postgraduate and a professor there in English. I thank everybody for all the encouragement given, for listening to my talk in rapt attention, rather for bearing with me. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll conclude today's session, and we definitely look forward to your next session. Again, we have one more next Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be ready with questions. Be ready with questions.
More questions for you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because that will allow us to go deep into Sai literature.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We think of him more. What did Baba say in this matter? What is his opinion on this matter? So like that, we can dive deep into Sai literature by entertaining, by encouraging question and answer session.
Great, Sai Ram. So we will conclude today's session. We will have vote of thanks by Parvati Sai Ram, and then we will do Sai Gayatri for 11 times, and we'll conclude today's session. Thank you all for joining the session today.
Om Sri Sai Ram. That was very wonderful, uncle. Indeed, very blissful. Anil Kumar means full of energy, joy, and words. So definitely, I can say that everybody enjoyed this session. And the experience shared by you today are like energy boosters during this pandemic. And I will be eagerly waiting to hear more from you next week. And on behalf of Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organizations, Tamil Nadu, Chennai East Coast, I thank you for sparing your time and sharing your experiences. And I would also like to thank our IT department for making all the arrangements and making this satsang a success. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. 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 Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे 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 सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।